Funeral services were held today for the two Davis County deputies who died in a motorcycle crash. Coming up, we will tell you how Stephen Lewis and Jennifer Turner are being remembered.
Schools across the crash. Funeral services were held today for the two Davis County deputies who died last week in a motorcycle crash. Stephen Lewis and Jennifer Turner had just gotten married 3 days before their death. News specialist Alex Cabrera is live at the Brigham City Cemetery tonight, where the ashes of the two have been buried. Alex?
Deanie, there were lots of tears here earlier today, but we also saw some smiles and heard some laughs. Both families say Lewis and Turner truly made each other happy, and hearing stories about the two showed how much they really did care about each other. Funeral services began at the D Event Center in Ogden earlier this morning. Members from both families told those stories about them, such as how Stephen Lewis lived life to the fullest, always ordering the extra appetizers and desserts for everyone while at dinner, and how Jennifer Turner could hold her own against her brothers growing up, even giving one of her brothers a bloody nose during a scrap and then getting him tissues afterwards to help him clean up. Even though both were successful in their careers in law enforcement with the Davis County Sheriff's Office, it's those little personal stories the families say they will always remember.
We have lost two stars in our sky, two stars that shone very brightly. It is something that has left our sky darker. It certainly has mine. But as you look around, we find we are all connected, and we see many more stars appearing.
We spoke with both families after the burial ceremony here at the Brigham City Cemetery. We will have their thoughts on it all coming up in our 6 o'clock newscast, including the one thing both families say they will now do going forward. For now, though, for Live at 5, I'm Alex Cabrera.
Right, Alex, we'll see you in just a bit. Well, a new report showing Utah's economy continues to are reacting to the news.
They really worked. They both loved life. They both were kind and generous people.
Laid to rest. Family, friends, and the community pay their final respects to two Davis County deputies killed in a tragic motorcycle crash just 3 days after their wedding.
Together, we can disagree.
A decision. Funeral services were held today for two sheriff's deputies from Davis County who died in a motorcycle crash last week. News specialist Alex Cabrera has been covering this story, and he joins us live tonight at the Brigham City Cemetery. Alex?
Deanie, Stephen Lewis and Jennifer Turner had just gotten married 3 days before that crash. Today, their ashes were buried together here at the Brigham City Cemetery. Both families told me that they were so happy together that it is only fitting that they will now always be together. There's something about bagpipes at a funeral that makes the tears flow.
And it's just such a sacred thing.
Especially when it's your sister's funeral you're playing for.
It makes it easier when you're playing with others, because when you're playing with others, they help share the burden.
It's been an emotional couple of weeks for the families of Jennifer Turner and Stephen Lewis, who died in a motorcycle crash just 3 days after getting married.
The families hardly knew each other, and now we really feel like one family because everybody's been so gracious and loving, and it's been beautiful.
Lewis and Turner were both deputies with the Davis County Sheriff's Office. It's where they met.
They just made each other the absolute best version of themselves. That it's a shame it was so short, but it was beautiful while it lasted.
And because they were in law enforcement, their service at the Brigham City Cemetery had full honors with a bugler, even a 21-gun salute. But it's the little stories both families will cherish, like how Turner could hold her own against her brothers growing up, giving one a bloody nose during a scrap, and how Lewis always ordered the extra appetizers for everyone at dinner, and all the candy and movie theaters.
I always looked up to him. He was always super fun. I definitely wanted to be like him when I was a younger kid.
Even though each family lost one of their own, they're now looking at it as how many new family members they have gained.
It's amazing how one tragedy can bring together a whole world. Not just a city or a state, but a whole world.
Now, during the funeral service, one of the speakers said that people don't truly die until someone speaks their name for the last time. Both families say they will continue to speak their names and visit this spot here at the cemetery to keep their memories alive. Deanie and Ashley.
That's a nice statement. Nice tribute to Alex. Thank you. Well, turning to weather now, alive.